Once upon a time, there was a young ballerina who loved to dance more than anything. She came from a liberal arts family that lived in Jete City. Her whole family wanted her to continue dancing for the rest of her life. The ballerina never thought she would do anything else with her life. She believed she was not smart enough or brave enough to travel through the poor forest on the edge of her city to get to Neon Town. Neon Town was where the scientists, engineers, and doctors lived. The ballerina knew that they would never take someone like her, an artsy girl from a family that prohibited the study of math and science. Although she was not happy, she accepted her fate. One day, while she was walking along the outskirts of the poor forest, the ballerina came across a green feather lying on the ground. As she bent to pick it up, an old man jumped out in the forest right in front of her. "What are you doing?" she exclaimed, clutching the feather to her chest, her heart beating fast. "You scared me half to death." "I apologize, beautiful ballerina," he hastened. "I never meant any harm. I simply noticed you discovered the feather of the last Arabin bird. It was prophesied that the one who found the feather and traveled to find the bird would receive riches and treasure beyond their wildest dreams." Still hesitant, the ballerina asked, "But where does the Arabin bird dwell? I don't know how to even begin looking for such a rare creature." "It's in the poor forest, of course. You must only set on your journey, and sure you'll be able to find it." The old man gave the feather to the ballerina, and she turned to place it in her satchel at her hip. "Fine, I will go, but I'll need your help." But he had suddenly disappeared back into the mist of the forest. Not knowing where to begin, the ballerina returned home to tell her family all about her visitor. Her family, concerned but supportive, readied her a backpack for her journey. They walked her to the edge of the poor forest, and her mother hugged her and wished her good luck on her journey. The ballerina cautiously entered the forest, walking along the winding path that she was sure would lead her to the Arabin bird. After walking for what seemed like hours, the ballerina stopped at a stream to wash her face and wet her throat. As she approached the stream, she noticed something moving inside. But as soon as the ballerina stopped at the bank, all movement came to an abrupt halt. Suddenly, a beautiful water nymph entered out of the stream and splashed the ballerina with water. "Are you the one?" she asked excitedly. "The maiden on a quest to find the Arabin bird? I'm the person who's going to help you out. Many people call me Aladina, but you can call me Allie. I guess I'm sort of your spirit guide, but I'm not a spirit. Nope, real flesh and bone. That's me. Well, it's bone. You can never be too sure with mystical creatures. Anyway, has anyone told you? In order to find the bird, you have to go through 3 challenges or tasks in order to find the Arabin bird. You must face all 3 things that would challenge you the most. 1 from your past, 1 from your present, 1 from your future. Your future task is a dragon of knowledge. You must slay him in order to learn the location of the bird." Allie the water nymph stepped out of her stream, grabbed the ballerina's hand, and leapt off the path and headed straight through the trees, dragging the ballerina beside her. It wasn't long before they came across their first task. As the 2 women hurried through the forest, they came across an area with thick, dense fog. "Oh no!" exclaimed the ballerina. "The fog is blocking our route, and there's no way around it." As soon as the ballerina spoke, a dark shape became visible in the fog. As it lopped toward them, the shape became larger and larger until it turned to the shape of a lion as it stepped out of the intense fog. "Hello, chosen one," the lion calmly uttered. "I have been expecting you. I am your first task, also known as the battle with your past. You will go through many changes before you can battle the dragon, and your first one starts with me. You must get over or accept a traumatic experience in your past. That way your heart is cleansed enough to receive your first gift. You must think very hard to find a way to defeat me. Do that, and I shall let you pass." The ballerina froze to the spot, thought long and hard about how to defeat this tremendous obstacle. Finally, she drew herself up, looked the lion straight in the eye, and announced forcefully, "I hereby release you. Your cruel words and actions have no power over me anymore." "Very good," the lion congratulated. "You have finally slain the part of your past that was holding you back." Immediately, the ballerina began to feel more confident and happier about her choice to travel through the forest. "You will receive your gift by tonight. Just be warned, the next guardian will not be as cordial as I." The two women continued on their way to the now clear forest. Later that day, they came across a wolf looking for his den. "Hello, chosen one," the raven noticed. "Have you come to receive your first gift? With me, I have the sword of courage, as it took great courage and bravery to stand up both to the lion and your past." Handing the ballerina the sword, the wolf ran away as she placed it on her hip. A couple hours later, the ballerina and her friend, the water nymph, came across another blockage in the forest. This time, it was many fallen trees blocking their path. As they looked at a large green snake began slithering across the trees toward them. "Hello, chosen ones. I am your second task," the snake hissed. "I represent the presence challenge in your life. You must use your intelligence and cunning in order to beat such a formidable opponent like a snake." Again, the ballerina thought long and hard, and then used her sword to slice the snake to pieces. Immediately, all of the fallen trees rightened themselves, and in the middle of the path huddled a little badger. Sensing the ballerina, the badger began digging in the dirt and uncovered an orient shield. Bringing it to them, the badger explained, "This is a sword of intellect. You would have been unable to kill the terrible snake if you were not so intelligent." Feeling even surer of herself, the ballerina began to see herself as an intellectual being. "Good luck, chosen one. The last task is that of your dragon." As the honey badger disappeared. Being too ready herself to face the dragon of knowledge, the ballerina set off down the path at a fast pace. Of course, it wasn't long until the dragon roared his terrible roar and landed right in front of the ballerina. Scared and feeling unprepared, the ballerina began to back away from the dragon. Sensing her friend's hesitation, Allie the water nymph quickly proceeded with a set of armor. "Quick, put this on! It will protect you from the dragon." As soon as the armor reached the ballerina, the dragon turned its fiery breath on Allie and destroyed her. The ballerina realized she was on her own. Scrambling into the armor, the ballerina began to fight the dragon. After a long, hard battle that left both wounded and broken, the ballerina collapsed. She collapsed as she saw the dragon fall to its death. When she awoke, the Arabian bird was standing in its place. "Hello, chosen one. You have fought valiantly to find me. Thank you for returning my feather. Because of this, I shall reward you handsomely." The bird handed her a scroll and a large ruby. "That scroll is the pass you need to get you into the neon town. You have changed so much on your journey, and you now have what it takes to be a scientist instead of a ballerina. The ruby is to help you get started there." Overwhelmed, the ballerina turned scientist, thanked the Arabian bird, and hurried out the last bit of the poor forest to her bright new future in Neon Town as a scientist.